Hi YouTube. This is a video response to Smagisa, and her video was actually a response to Jehovah's Witnesses Silent Lambs press conference. Smagisa, I've just watched your response to the video Jehovah's Witnesses Silent Lambs press conference. And there's a couple of things that I really take issue with in what you're saying. And I'm just going to jump right into this. Essentially, you're doing two things. One, you're prescribing a list of things to do when it comes to reporting a child molester, which has absolutely nothing to do with the child's interest. And two, you put responsibility of this back to the victims. Unbelievable. The first thing that is completely and utterly reasonable to do is make absolutely certain there is no possibility of contact between the victim, which would be a child, and the perpetrator. So nothing more could happen to the child. The second thing that you would do is call Child Protective Services, and the third thing you would do is go and deliver a police report. Okay, the problem comes in when you say, go and tell the elders. What is an elder? And basically for you, the people that don't know, an elder is someone who has demonstrated over time obedience in the teachings and practices of the Watchtower and Bible Tract Society and get promoted to basically a night manager. Essentially what ends up happening is through this, they get certain duties. And one of these duties, coincidentally, would be to offer counsel. There's a really interesting thing about this. And what things would they offer counsel on? They would offer counsel on things such as anger, spousal abuse, child molestation, rape, depression, suicide, marital problems, divorce, drugs and alcohol abuse, incest, counsel on minor and major life decisions, and maybe questions of evolution. You know, whatever you had in your head that day. But I have to ask you a question, Smagisa. Are the elders required to study in any of the subjects related to the human psyche, its development, case studies on cause and effect that have been observed over the course of hundreds, if not thousands of years, and then be openly evaluated by peers professionals with real-world experience while vying for that position of elder? Your answer should be no. So your prescription is to go to the elders first. Why? First in your video, and you're addressing the person from Silent Lambs, the Silent Lambs organization, is you do this video because you're mad that you got disfellowshipped, which isn't even remotely true. The video was done as a result of an instance of harboring a pedophile and shielding them, as is common practice, by the way, to save face for your organization in the public eye. And as a result of doing the right thing, the poster of the video got disfellowshipped for reporting. Smagisa, I'm going to repeat that because I don't feel you're taking the journey with me. As a result of doing the right thing, the poster of the video got disfellowshipped for reporting to the authorities child molestation. Smagisa, another thing that is interesting to note is your complete and utter lack of understanding of what the victims go through. I'm just going to read through this because I jotted some things down. Many children are afraid to talk to their parents about traumatic experiences, especially if close relatives are involved. They may even feel extreme guilt over their failure to prevent the traumatic event. And you know and I know that your religion, one of its cornerstones and its sayings is bad associations do what? Yep, they spoil useful habits. You got that right. That's about it. Which is the ultimate excuse the Watchtower and Bible and Tract Society peddles to its members for its isolation doctrine. And in conjunction with that idea, they also peddle the idea when Jesus says, I am not part of this world, and they make it a part of that whole teaching. So essentially then, the child hears this for years and years, and the parents regurgitate over and over to their children this message. Distinctions and separations are made at the schools for the children. as to what Jehovah's Witnesses can and cannot participate in. Huh. The general teaching is that the world outside the religion is tricked into wickedness and worldliness by Satan himself. Huh. You know, another thing is that the pedophile is highly likely to assert the notion that the child or the child's family will be harmed if it is made mention. And given the very nature of the isolation doctrine you know to be true, and I've already addressed, how much do you want to bet the Jehovah's Witnesses pedophile throws in a healthy dose of, if you tell, Jehovah will punish you, or if you tell, Satan will come from you? And examples of Jehovah punishing people and Satan coming for you are clearly illustrated throughout your publications, both in written form and in pictures. So given that the child is purposely alienated from the outside world, most likely told harm will come to them or their parents from the pedophiles, and as is documented in the court case of AmyB, clearly outlining the Watchtower and Bible Tract Society's stance on keeping this issue far from the public eye, both by settling cases out of court left and right and instructing elders to instruct families to not talk about it to anyone. Can you please explain to me again who these kids are supposed to go to? Smagisa, it's clear as day. You haven't thought about this in any sense of the word. You didn't probably even check to see what the issue was in the major video. This is something that is really common every time I see a Jehovah's Witness come and speak out about their religion being attacked. You're not being attacked. The practice of harboring pedophiles is being attacked. What you're doing is you're engaging in something called perception management. And what is perception management? Well, we have a definition for that. Actions to convey or deny selected information and indicators to foreign audiences to influence their emotions, motives, and objective reasoning. So essentially what you're here to do is damage control, because it certainly doesn't have anything to do with the children. Smagisa, I watched Kilgore's response to you, and he was incredibly nice. And I'm going to leave you with this. If I was God, which I'm not, but if I was God, and you were the best that I had to offer, I would make myself a God gun. And in all of its majesty and all of its divine glory, I would put it to my holy orifice and pull the fucking trigger.